All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with the 144,000. YAHAWAH, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalumia with the GM at Chicago camp out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord, I hope this lesson be edifying to the hopeful righteous elect, the ones of the household of faith. So I was just watching the Elder Apostle Gabar's video, basically entitled, "This is what the other Israelite groups ain't got the balls to tell you." Just basically going into the fact that we're going to suffer in this truth. And these other Israelite camps is not going to tell you that. Because what? They teach a lot of our people that come into the truth, basically, prosperity, Israelite communities, they basically teach, our people all the good, but never tell our people the bad. Or what to expect when coming into this truth. So ultimately, I just want to add my 2 cents to this, to it. It says, this is what the other Israelite groups ain't got the balls to tell you. Because ultimately, when we come into this truth, so right to which I'm gonna get, we're ultimately, we're gonna go through things. We're gonna suffer. We're gonna lose. Even Apostle Paul said, he know how to abase and he know how to abound. We're gonna have really low moments in this truth. We're gonna have some, high, but a lot of the times we're gonna have a lot of low moments in this truth. Family come up against you. Your woman coming up against you, your children. Job, body elements. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Body illness, all type of things. But I just want to throw my 2 cents into that. But and this is ultimately what to expect when coming into this truth, man. It's not, hey, this is not something that. It's going to be an easy walk. It's going to be a hard walk, especially talking about, being a part of this truth. So this is the book of Luke 14:28. It says, "For which of you intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and count up the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it." Right? Because ultimately, when you come into this truth, you have to endure to the very end, And a lot of individuals that was a part of this truth ultimately tap out because ultimately you have to understand what you're involved in, when you come into this truth, because this ain't something that you be in for a season and you fall out, as the scripture says, you're going to be beaten with many stripes. It talks about those. What's that? Luke I believe it's Luke the 9th chapter. How it talks about those that took their hand off the plow is not going to be fit for the kingdom of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. So you ultimately have to know even before you come to this truth, be partakers of this word. You have to understand what you're involved in, and you have to basically have it to your mind. You're going to go through a lot in this truth. It says, verse 29 says, "Lest happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, it says, and all that behold, it began to mock him." Right, because ultimately you becoming this, you come in this truth, you basically proclaim, what's right and what's wrong, and ultimately you go back into the world and people start to laugh at you again, after all the things that you basically preach, this is wrong, that's wrong, everybody's going to begin to mock you, you're going to be back at the, the Thanksgiving table, celebrating Thanksgiving with your family, but it says, I'm saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. Right, so ultimately when we come into this truth, we have to count the cost. Knowing that when we come into this truth, we're going to suffer many things, and that's a part of being a part of this truth. Just 2 cents, off the Elder Apostle Gabar's video, which he did. I'm almost done watching that video, but here on this channel, I talk about the sufferings a lot because this is a big part of the truth. Suffering. But let's continue. It's not going to be a long lesson. I just want to throw my 2 cents in. This is the book of Sirach 2:1. It said, "It's my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation." Right. So when you come to serve YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, something that the Christian churches won't tell you, something that these other Israelite, camps won't tell you. When you come to serve YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, you're going to suffer. Some days, hey, just talking about my experience. Some days, you're going to feel like you're dying. These are the things that you're going to experience. Satan basically plaguing your mind left and right. I've been in this thing. I haven't been in this thing long, but I've been in this thing, enough time to understand that you're going to go through it. I had car problems. I had, situations where, I was broke a lot. Things of that nature. These are the different things that you have to expect when being in this truth. So I'm going to read that again. It's the book of Sirach, better known as Ecclesiasticus 2:1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So you have to prepare yourself. How do you ultimately prepare yourself? You have to mentally prepare yourself for the things. When you come to serve YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, you have to mentally prepare yourself for the things you're going to experience. Knowing that you're going to suffer in this truth, you have to really mentally and spiritually prepare yourself. You basically have to arm yourself, knowing that these things are going to happen. Once you arm yourself and understand these things, you're going to, better, better prepare or, to better deal with it when these things arise, But let's continue. And YAHAWASHI was the biggest example, man. YAHAWASHI went through it, It was that his 3-year ministry when he was on the earth, basically he was going through it from the time that he started, to the ultimate time that he was crucified. So this is the book of Matthew, 20 and 20. Matthew 20 and 20. It says, then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children of with her sons, worshiping him. Worshiping who? Worshiping YAHAWASHI. It says, and desiring a certain thing of him. It says, he said unto her, what wilt thou? She said unto him, grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left, in thy kingdom. But YAHAWASHI answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. Right. So ultimately, that cup, talking about the afflictions, talking about the sufferings, talking about YAHAWASHI talking to, what was this, James and John? Ultimately, are you able to basically take on the sufferings that, basically what YAHAWASHI was talking about, the sufferings that he's going to go through? Ultimately, what's that? James ended up getting killed. John ended up, passing away as an old man on the island of Patmos. It says, I shall drink of and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. They say unto him, we are able. And right, that cup is the afflictions, the sufferings that you're going to go through in this truth. It says, he said unto them, ye shall drink indeed of my cup and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. Right. And we're going to suffer many things in this truth, and ultimately, it's ultimately to purify us. But when coming into this truth, these are the things that you have to understand, or these are the things that you're going to have to realize, or basically put into your mind, instill into your mind that these are the different things that you're going to go through when being in this truth. And it's not going to stop until YAHAWASHI makes his second return. We're going to go through it daily. Some problems are going to be long lasting, some problems are going to be shorter than others, but we're going to go through it in this truth, especially, the chastisement and things like that. That ultimately means what? The Lord is ultimately dealing with you. But if you're not going through anything, you really have to, question if the Lord is dealing with you or not, So just expect different problems, different sufferings, different afflictions to occur, over the course of your walk, and it's not going to be easy. That's why the scriptures say pray without ceasing. Some battles is going to be harder than others, but let's continue. This is the book of Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter the kingdom of YAHAWAH. It says through much tribulation enter to the kingdom of YAHAWAH. Meaning what? We're going to go through a lot of things being, in this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, being in this truth. It's going to be like a roller coaster. It's going to have a lot of twists and it's going to have a lot of turns, But ultimately, we endure, hopefully, Lord willing, we be a part of the hopeful righteous elect, all that we go through, being in this truth and we enduring to the end. That means what? That we were a part of the elect. But ultimately, just to say, we're going to constantly go through it until YAHAWASHI makes his second return. We exhort one another, we basically, motivate one another, to continue, in this truth. Because, it has a lot of bumpy rides, man. And like I said, my short stint of being in the truth, been teaching for a little minute, you want to go through a lot of things, and I've been through a lot of things, going back to that Sirach 2:1, we come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. But I want to close it out with this one. This is the book of 2nd Ezra 7-6. It says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things. It says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and the left a deep water. Right. Both of those sides represents, the trials and tribulations, the afflictions, the sufferings, And like I said, the reason why a lot of people tap out is because they can't deal with the sufferings. They can't deal, what it takes to be in this truth. You have to suffer. You're going to constantly suffer, Let me read that again. Verse 7, it says, the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. It says, one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that they're cut, but one man go there at once. Right. And that's how narrow this passage is, man. And a lot of people can't deal with the narrow. The trials and tribulations that you're going to go through, the hell that you're going to get from your family, the hell that you're going to get from the job, the hell that your own body is going to give you, demons plague your mind, every other day, every single day, trying to get you up out of this truth. And these are and I'll just mention a small amount of things, even the things that I didn't mention, things that you could think of, that you're going to be tested with. Your woman leaving you, all type of things, that depression demon, all type of things. And this, being a part of this truth, these are the different things that you're going to go through. But I'm gonna end it off right there. Just a few cents I just wanted to add into the, beloved Elder Apostle Gabar's video. Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end off by giving all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom, and the Baba Ball.